Welcome to The Dentist Show. Let's jump right in.
Welcome to The Dentist Show.
The Dentist Show.
Is very bassy
Trying to get
of your voice.
super low.
Super low. I apparently have a Mickey Mouse voice.
Make your Mickey Mouse impersonation.
I can now.
Yeah, no.
Hey, my name is Jace.
Dude, you should go work. You should work for Disney. You
I would
could
make
be a
more money.
voiceover for
Probably
for
make more
Mickey.
money. Creepy. Because right now it's all like the 4-footers
Yeah.
as Mickey Mouse. I would not fit that.
Yeah, no. You couldn't be like an actor.
Oh, I'd be a voice
You'd be a
actor.
voice. Yeah, like
Everyone's-
when they make those little Mickey shorts, you could be the Mickey in the background.
I think my dad told me I had the face for radio. It's like just
That's true.
This
And here we are doing a video podcast. Like,
proving him wrong.
well, I mean, you may never get famous, and then I'll just prove him right.
He says, "Yeah, you should have took your face off
Yeah,
and just done the audio.
yeah. If you're a podcast only, you would have been worth way more at this
way
point.
more, way more than
Uh,
or my voice sucks too. You told me, so now maybe I should just
Maybe
hex people.
maybe you should just do dentistry. Like, sit in the chair.
Go back, go back.
back into the
Go back.
dental chair.
I think I had a conversation with my team leads, Christy, and I think she said, "Why don't you just be dentist again?"
Yeah,
I don't know how to take that right now.
you peaked 2 years ago, and
It's going back.
going.
I think we didn't hit goal in one office, and that's how it got brought up. Like, well,
Yeah.
why don't you go back to work? Like Ryan went back to work to help you guys in Washington. Why don't you? I'm like,
It's because Ryan was never actually all the way out.
Ryan,
Ryan's got like grappling hooks like in his back still. He can't get out.
you can't. And you will be soon.
Yeah, I will.
After Hayden gets going, go back to like 2 or 3 days a week.
Yeah.
It'll be
No,
soon.
it's actually we've got a good thing going. It feels good to be able to actually see things turn around. And I think it reconfirmed, like, there is something special, and maybe special is not the right word. There's a way with which you and I go about treatment planning and presenting to our patients that really help our team enroll our patients as well as us enroll our patients into treatment. And I think it really reconfirmed like how quickly we can turn around Hayden by me just being in the office an extra couple days a week. And it's like, okay, let's take this opportunity to like really learn from what we're doing and what's working and try to teach that and replicate it and help the whole team out and the patients in general. So
Yeah, I wish we could develop like there's trainings out there for associates, like boot camps from Scheduling Institute. I think there's another one out there for associates. Like
Mhm.
it'd be nice to have one like, hey, this is how you produce like Ryan. This is how you produce like Davis or
we could do like pick your avatar. You a little picture
bald?
here.
You come with me.
Yeah.
Here you go with Ryan.
Yeah. Like when you're about to play like 1080 on the Nintendo 64.
Oh, yeah.
And you got like the little blonde kid that's like the fastest, but he like has no balance and he's
Yeah.
not as fast. And you got the red jersey guy who's like big like you. And I'm
Wait, what? You're the
like a
big one.
Viking. No, I'm just joking. But like we could just like have like a pick your character and like the pros and cons of each of them.
Right.
And then you just pick your avatar, whoever you want to be like, and then boom, you get to go to that training.
I feel like nobody would come to my
No,
side.
I don't think they would either. Look how handsome I am.
You look old. Why do you have great hair, right?
Because I'm wise.
If you want to work 5 days a week, Dennis, do this side.
Yeah,
One day a week, guy, come to
Yeah,
this
yeah.
side.
I promise you that Chase is doing something
No.
right.
But that gives a reflection on. We talked about the Possibility Co.
Yeah.
last time or a few episodes ago. I had a conversation with Chris, the founder, and we were talking about becoming a CEO
Yeah.
and what that means. And we kind of dove deep or dived.
Divided.
Deep.
I divided.
We dove deep into it. And I don't know, what's your like, if you're like a really good CEO, what would that look like? Like, what does
Yeah.
that mean to you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I did hear what you
Well,
said
we talked
earlier.
about earlier, but
Yeah.
you don't have to repeat that part.
No,
But what, like in like a good term, like what is like a
you don't want me to tell your dirty secrets?
I'll say it. It's depressing, but what?
Yeah.
What? And not a conversation. We had the book that I'm
Yeah.
reading. What would
Yeah,
be like-
I haven't read the book, and what I think what a good CEO or a effective CEO is is someone who is willing to able to see the future of a company and the path with which it will take to get there, and putting the well-being of the company as a whole above individuals within the company.
Okay, cool. I think, that's actually really good. A lot of the books I've read about it's just like that. They have, like, a overlying concept that a CEO looks 5 years
Yeah.
ahead, whereas most of your directors or your, like, senior leadership team's looking at this year or next year,
Yep.
where the CEO's trying to plan out 5 years, and
I
to
like
plan out
that.
5 years, it's usually culture, like, do I have the right culture?
Mhm.
And there's actually a clip from, Steve Jobs, and he says a CEO is like, or actually kinda said he said Apple, but he said being the CEO of Apple was having a hole in the bottom of the ship, and the ship's filling full of water. I'm trying steering it the right way.
Ah, yeah,
Like, it's not gonna happen. It's
yeah.
so hard once you're filled up with water to steer. That's how he felt his job was as a CEO. And the book that Chris had suggested reading, I've read a lot because it's kind of a weird label to have, or a title, a CEO, because people throw it out there and he's like, oh, they're evil, they're rich, they don't care about the poor people. But then you usually have like CEOs of like charity groups, and
Right,
which is,
which are
well, like,
just the devils in sheep's clothing.
yeah, some are, and some are like really good people,
I
you
know,
know. But
sorry, like, squeaking over.
your voice is not bassy
Yeah,
anymore, you're
yeah.
squeaky.
Just wanted to be like you, Mickey Mouse.
So it was so the book is, so the reason I was laughing because I talked about earlier, I'm like, you know what? I've kinda, like, had a reflection, and as more the book what didn't mean to be this way. The CEO is kinda a depressing role. You know, like, because the book kinda talked about, like, you really don't have any close relationships because your senior leadership team is close. You actually try to separate yourself from them so they can keep running their duties, and then you're just looking in the advance, and they're not swaying your vision one way or the other, and so you're kinda lonely in work, and then people outside of work don't wanna talk to you because they think you might be too good for
You're
them,
Mr. Business, you're
or
evil.
yeah, you're evil, or you make too much money. And he said, so the book was like, and I'm only like a few chapters in, so I'm hoping this is gonna like it, like, yeah, CEOs are
No,
good.
just
And if it's like right now,
they're
I'm
just
like,
slowly dimming the lights, and
yeah,
all of a sudden, it's gonna flip him off.
yeah, and I was like, I just felt like this because I'm more or less acting as CEO right
Yeah.
now, kind of, and we don't really
You're
have one, but
you are. I
as
mean,
close as we have
I
to
saw
anyone
the
in a
org
company.
chart. You're here, I'm here.
You saw that on purpose?
Yeah, I saw the
No, the
step.
line was supposed to go this way.
Yeah, sure, sure. There was like a glitch in the printing.
Yeah, it was the Google Sheets would let me do it, so then I just put you under me.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
fine, don't worry about it.
yeah.
You're a
Hey,
culture guy,
you wanna know what? One thing I've learned is, like, there's people that need a building named after them, and
That's
there's
me.
people that don't.
That's me, that's
So,
me.
I'm good with not having a building named after me.
I'm gonna have a Chase Davis skyscraper because I'm a CEO of small dental offices. It was more of a weight, I felt like, because it wasn't like this make believe whatever I wanna feel like it. It was like, "Oh, do I really I think Ryan wants to be depressed. Let's have Ryan step up as the CEO. I just wanna be a happy Chase. Ryan can take over, and he can run the show."
Yeah,
Because I felt like more of a weight as I keep reading into this book to become a really good CEO or founder, and even, like, we joke about it, but you're the CEO of the Washington offices.
yeah,
If you really look into it, it's like, yeah, I had to be we can be more careful with our words, who we share information with, because we don't want some things to get out as
yeah,
fast. Is that sometimes I'm just spitballing, and I found that sometimes just, like, our leads will just run with ideas. It's like, "Wait,
yeah.
no, I was just spitballing
This
here."
was just throwing some ideas out
Yeah,
there.
it's
It's
just like
not
talking. Let's
I
talk
didn't
about
we didn't
stuff.
write it in brass plates here. Like,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah, it's not final. And so sometimes the CEO, you have these I think that's what's always great to have a coach of some sort
Yeah,
that you can bounce ideas off, and you're not worried that they're gonna tell the team members or tell the wrong person, and then they hurry and go make they just get into trouble because they went too fast.
yeah.
Although, I mean, it's okay to go too fast, but
You know, I was gonna say, like, on that note, like, do you ever feel like there's, like, a goal or something you do want to happen, but you're worried that if you speak it, then
oh,
you have
yeah.
to, like, follow through on it?
Oh, 100%. That's my biggest problem all the
Yeah,
time because I am very much that, like, type of integrity. Like, I'm not always in integrity,
yeah,
but that type is me. Like, I don't
yeah,
say stuff on purpose because 'cause I'm like, "Well, Yeah, we wanna do 24 or 5 million this year,
Uh,
'cause I know I have to do it. So we
yeah,
just kinda sit back and relax.
yeah,
Or if we wanna, like right now, we're in a big debate in the Chandler location. Do we just drop all of our insurance contracts and just go small,
okay,
or do we go build our 20 or 30 yacht practice?
yeah,
And it's a really hard decision, and it's up to me to make.
yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Well,
So you call up your leadership
because you gotta
team.
get property, you gotta get like there's all
Yeah,
that.
huge
There's
capital expense.
there's limitations in both directions,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and then because insurance companies, as we've heard many times before, they're supposed to just be an advertising company.
Yeah, they're like marketing for us,
They're marketing
and then
sort
they
of.
tell us our price.
Yeah, they market for us sort of and tell us our limits of what we can charge,
Yeah,
and then not pay us when we do the procedure at the price point they take us charge, and they still don't pay us.
I know.
So we're like in Chandler, our office is fully at capacity, so we have to make that call, and it's easier for me. My limited mindset sometimes, like, well, I know how we grew this one to 5 million, and it was all insurance based. So if we take it to 10 million, we just need more chairs. And the other route, because I was like, sometimes I don't trust the doctors or the team to be able to have that customer service that would bring in a higher paying patients.
Yeah.
So it's my own mindset, right?
Yeah, it's like, I think and some of our customers or some of our listeners may not quite understand. It's like with insurance, right? You get a certain amount off the procedure just by being a member of that insurance plan. And then your insurance will pay a certain percentage of a lot of procedures, right? So you're almost like tied to that dental office who accepts your insurance because they accept your insurance, right? And so you're worried a little bit about, well, if they're voting with their own dollars 100%, do we have the team and can you develop the team that can still enroll patients that aren't tied to the practice because of a discount based on insurance?
Right. And it is silly. It's silly all around that we have that mindset,
Yeah,
because a lot of
that's very
patients,
limiting.
very limiting, and patients, if they see the value, they'll stay. And what's nice now is I have a friend on that runs a Facebook group and from dental school, and he dental investment group with Sunny Bahuja.
Oh,
Because you're probably in the
I'm
group. It's really big.
yeah,
He's great. That's Sunny. He's an old college colleague.
not gonna lie, I
Back.
left that group a couple times because I thought it was a scam. Now here it is, it's real.
It's real. It's real. It's a good group. So if you're not on the group, go check it out. Shout out Sunny. He's doing a great job. And he posted something. Oh, so he left Delta Dental, which is a
Okay.
big one to leave as dentist.
Yeah.
And a patient called. I think he listened into the call or something. And the patient was a little upset because he left the network. And she said, "Well, my last two dentists also left the networks, so I guess I'll keep seeing you." And so he put it out as a positive. He said, "See, all these dentists around us, everyone's leaving, and we're all tired of them."
Yeah.
And so I think it's like the least threatening time to leave these contracts, to go on your own and be free of them, because they are a pain, and you still have to work with them.
Yeah.
That's what sometimes that my team doesn't realize. They're like,
You
"Let's
still have
leave
to
them."
submit.
You still have to fight for the patient to pay the patients
Yeah.
back, and so you still have to deal with them, and they're even less friendly towards out-of-network providers. That's the debate that's going on. That's like the heavy weight, because I own the Chandler Dental properties. We have 2 of them. I own the real estate, and sort of like to leave, it's a problem. To stay, it's a problem. Yeah, so that's just like a CEO
Yeah.
role, right?
Sounds terrible to have all these opportunities and decisions.
It's a problem, but it's not like the other problem is like, "Oh, the company's failing and we gotta figure out
Yeah.
a smaller space because going under really
Yeah.
fast." So
Well, isn't it actually, I think that's the dichotomy of business in general. It's like, here you are, like all things considered, Chandler's actually doing really well, right?
yeah, yeah,
And it will do better one way or the other. It will.
yeah,
And with the success also comes problems, concerns,
yeah, that's good.
stressors. And it's sometimes we get into the like, I'm so tired of making all these decisions. And then like I was kind of playing on you a little bit. It's like, well, aren't it's sorry you have the opportunity to be successful enough to have to make this decision.
Yeah,
Right. Because there are people that aren't, right? There's
yeah,
people that's worse. And so the dichotomy of running a business is it'll suck if you're growing in some ways and it'll suck if you're dying in more ways,
right.
probably.
In more ways, I'd rather have the growth problems.
Yeah.
And I think as we have growth problems, we also get pushed to different limits.
Right.
Like, if you think back when I was a new dentist 14 years ago, so 13 years, no, 14 years, um, and my abilities, the skill set I had versus well, and dude, I'll toot my own horn. On last Monday, I sedated a couple patients, took out wisdom teeth, difficult wisdom teeth. I took out a tooth, placed an implant, did a root canal, and did, like, a bridge. All on
Yeah.
this
You
like,
did, like, all of the
I
dentistry.
did, like, all of, like, the different disciplines. Did I say root canal? I did
Yeah,
root
you
canal.
did.
Okay, so I did, like, all the disciplines, and my work that day was really good. It
Yeah.
was, like, spot on. I was like,
Yeah.
"Dang, I need to come back to dentistry. I'm really good at it."
Yeah.
Then I'm like, "Oh, see
As
ya
opposed
next
to
week."
other days.
Yeah, some days not so good.
I'm just joking.
I don't know where I was going with that.
No, but I think what you
I just toot my own horn,
yeah,
how good I
yeah,
am.
that's all I heard was I
Alright.
just want to toot my own.
I just
Okay,
want
so beep beep, Chase.
I should put an extra up here of that root canal I did. It had, like, it was number 20.
Perfect puff and everything.
Oh, it had, like, 4 canals sealed up.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
dude, it was impressive, you know?
Dude, I did an anterior the other day, and it had 2 lateral canals that, like,
You got pumped.
filled puffed. I
Feels
was
so
like,
good.
"Whoa, man, that was
It's like,
so
I
good."
never did you use that new file that Shane taught you?
No, I didn't.
Well, that's why I blame that on, because I
No.
used it, I'm like, "That thing's amazing."
Yeah, I'm still using a lot of the old stuff that we have in the Hayden office.
Oh, just using
Yeah, using it up and
that file is great. What was it
yeah,
called?
I can't remember.
It's the glass one you use to clean everything out.
Yeah,
So I did a few times, finished all my work, and I used the endo activator, and then I think it's all clear, and I went back with that instrument. I
yeah,
forget what it is, but it's like a coil, so it's shaped like it's
yeah,
not a
it's like
file, it's like a coil,
yeah,
man. It's like a lenticular spiral, but like a bigger one,
yeah,
and, I went in after that was done what I thought was clean, and it was so cloudy and dirty. I was like, "Dang, that thing actually works better than my old ways."
yeah,
So, there you go. That's what I was gonna say, that I am amazing, so everybody knows,
yeah.
and that's the show today.
He kinda sound like, oh, what's that movie about like, greatest, villain, it's a cartoon movie, and
I don't
he
know
ends
that
up
one.
getting married and adopts, like, 3 kids and Gru.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude. I'm still
No, you're just like, "I am the greatest villain ever."
I am. We went to Australia with our family, and, we went, we actually we ended up in New Zealand, and then we went to see there's glowworms in New
Oh,
Zealand,
yeah, yeah.
and so we decided to kayak out at night,
Yeah,
wait till the sun goes down, and you're in this little cliff area, and you see these cool glowworms. Really cool thing.
yeah.
Our guide, he was from, like, somewhere back east, and he sounded like Groot, like, no kidding. And, like, everyone's like, "Has anyone ever told you you sound like," and he says, "Yeah, I know, Groot." I'm
He's,
around
like, so tired of hearing
he's so
every
tired.
American.
It's like, no one else has that voice. Like, you would have been a perfect role for it. Who needs to what's his name?
Yeah, who plays
Scott.
Gru?
What's the Friends show? Or not Friends, The Office? Michael
Oh,
Scott?
it is Michael Scott, that's
What's
right.
his real name? Anyways, Michael Scott.
Yeah, he also Steve
Carell.
Carell, yeah.
Steve Carell. He sounded just like it was so
That's so
hilarious.
funny.
He's so funny. He's so like, I know. And I was like, dude, I'm around kids all day and they
Yeah.
tell me all the time, I'm like, why don't you change it?
Yeah, yeah, you just start using a higher pitch, you'd sound like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, everyone in New Zealand speak like British.
Yeah,
They sound British, but to them they're New Zealanders. But and then same with Australia.
they
all
call 'em the
sound British.
Kiwis.
The Kiwis, which is
Yeah,
a bird.
yeah.
We didn't see one.
No Kiwis?
They're nighttime birds.
Ah, they don't fly, right?
They don't fly. That
Yeah.
I know about.
Do you know
Anyway.
what speaking about birds that are, like, going extinct, do you know what a nene is?
I know the dance.
Yeah, their nenes are like the Hawaii state bird, and when you're going up the mountainside, there's all these signs that say, like like, cross out, like, nenes, watch out for these
Oh,
nenes, and so when we were coming down the mountain one time, all the kids thought it'd be really cool to jump out in front of the car and record them a video doing the nene.
you need
So
to hit them, yes.
what is it though? Whip, and then they right?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yes, that's it. Never remember that.
Well, your kids didn't do it in front of the bird sign,
Yeah, I
so
would've remembered it then. That's right. Well, that's the so back to the CEO.
Yeah, besides you being, like, like, as good of a dentist as Gru is a villain,
Yeah, yeah.
what else you got for us?
Oh, yeah. To go back to the CEO, I think
Yeah,
that's the role that dentists sometimes do not step into completely, and I totally get it 'cause and as you're in it right now because you kinda had to go back full-time
yeah,
temporarily. It's so hard to be a dentist full-time, and then you step like, "Hey, put my CEO hat on. Let's figure out this marketing, let's figure out this advertising, let's figure out the system for phones.
yeah.
How do we treat our new patients they come in? Oh, dude, you're checked out. I wanna go home and spend some time with the fam."
I remember yes, you're 100% right, and I have a
Oh,
point to go
different
with that.
different rabbit hole.
No,
Different oh,
no, I remembered what you were trying to say about you being such a good
oh, yeah,
dentist.
yeah.
Yeah,
Just say it again,
you're
what I'm a good dentist?
you're an amazing
Like,
dentist.
one of the best.
Yeah, one of the best in town,
Oh, thanks.
in Dallas.
Venus and Dallas, probably both.
Anyway, uh but you were gonna say something to the effect of how being able to do any one of those subspecialties when you were a new dentist was so
Oh,
hard,
yeah, the
right?
skills, yeah,
The skills, and
yeah,
then you were able to put all of those skills together in one day
yeah,
and not only do it effectively and efficiently.
yeah,
And I think you and I are along the same vein. It's like, man, when we first bought Spokane together, like, I was dying trying to keep up with the amount of dentistry that we were doing,
right,
and it wasn't nearly like, it was good quality because I always take pride in my quality, but it wasn't nearly as efficient, and it wasn't as effective for the patient's experience, and now I just like you, we can do an entire day's worth of subspecialty work in a high level, and it's like, doesn't even, like, phase us because it's, like, just
yeah,
part of our day, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
We've been in the boiling pot for
Yeah,
so long.
and you can throw 3 columns at me as well as 3 columns of hygiene on top of all that, and we
Yeah.
still make it through, whereas if I was, like, to have 2 columns and 2 hygienists, I'm like, I'm dying.
And I think I called the other day, I'm like, "Well, how's your day?" I'm like, "Well, I only did, like, 10,000. It's kind of
Yeah.
a bad day." I was like, "Your level of self-change, so I need 20,000 or
Yeah,
low."
that's exactly what I said. I said, "Yeah." I even admitted to it. I was
Yeah,
like, "Yeah, I'm broken. If it's not a 20K day, it's not worth
yeah.
getting out of bed for me anymore."
And the reason I started talking about the skills is that you learn when you're a new grad and you just learn, like, your hand skills and the
Yeah,
different procedure mixes you do. And then also you get to step in and when we're talking about growth. Now, like back then I did so like I was so reactionary, like, oh, the hygienist said like, well, fire her. Like, or like the front person messed up, like fire her. Like I was so like there's no culture, it was just reactionary.
yeah,
And now you look into like now we have like a team about over 100 people, and they all now culture is so good now.
yeah,
And now it's more like, hey, now we got to fire people because we needed performers. So you just like these things you learn over the time because of growth.
yeah,
You're able to step up, like, and there's nothing bad about being a five a day a week five
yeah,
day a week dentist. That's awesome too. And with growth, you can step into a different
yeah,
role that you never see yourself in. Like
yeah.
when I went to dental school, I would never think we would have this many team members or practices or be successful. And so I love growth because it pushes you to be somebody that you weren't yesterday.
Yeah. And you get the opportunity.
Yeah.
You can keep a really highly profitable, very well functioning practice with one doctor and a great team and get all the joy in the world you want out of that. And you can eventually become a
Yeah.
C-suite,
And actually very jealous of that. It's just
yeah.
like one
We did talk
just
about like that. Like, wouldn't it be bliss if
yeah. Go back to 10 years ago.
yeah. Yeah, well, maybe if you sell out, you can just go back to work for the DSO that
I think
buys you.
I was telling Raquel, no, I don't think I would wanna do that. But I would go to, like, a small town somewhere, and it's just
Yeah,
me and, like, an assistant hygienist, like, someone says they don't want treatment, I'm like, "Sweet.
sweet.
See you later."
Bills are already paid, so
The meals down the
yeah.
street.
Yeah, we're definitely not taking insurance here. We're not even gonna bill
That's right.
insurance.
I'm gonna have my long surf
Yeah.
Brady Smith
Oh,
hair, and
yes.
then
That
just
would
be
look
like,
so hot.
"Alright, man, I'm
The
going
Keith
surfing."
Urban look.
Yes. I'm going surfing, going fishing,
Yeah.
the greasy hair.
Well, I don't know if you knew this. I have an idea
Oh boy.
about
Hawaii.
living in
I
Hawaii.
hear about it every time I see.
Yeah, and we could easily put up like a little 3-op shop. One for me, one for you, and one for
I don't think I could live in Hawaii.
yeah, you say that.
Australia, New Zealand, I think I could.
You do that? Okay, well, let's look it up. Let's go together. Take me on your next trip.
I'm sure Australia, New Zealand want American dentists.
Maybe.
I think they do actually. I have an associate told me they love Americans with, like, education.
Huh,
They, like, throw them in there and anyways, that's an option. It's an
okay.
option.
That's okay, I'll consider it.
I could blend into Australia because 'cause I'm white,
Yeah.
and New Zealand's a lot
Don't they have a
brighter.
bunch of Aboriginal population, the Bushmen out in
Oh, yeah, they do, but not
yeah,
like not as, like, white.
yeah,
There's a lot of, it's just a melting pot, Sydney is, actually,
yeah,
but I've blended in, people spoke English,
yeah.
and no one made fun of my
No
voice
one said
there.
shrimp on the Barbie?
No, but they said, "Hey, mate. Good day, mate.
See, I'd kinda like to call people mate.
Hey, mate." They
It's
even
not
ca
as it's not as mean as like, "Hey, bud."
they say that to females too, "Hey, mate."
Oh, there you go.
They also say, "How
Like mate or like
how
mate.
how you going? How you going, mate?"
How you going, mate?
Yeah, instead of, "How you doing?" "How you going, mate?" "I'm going good,
I
mate."
like that.
Yeah, "How you
Mate.
going, mate?"
Did I
So
tell you about that, one guy that I met on Schweitzer Mountain? So Schweitzer Mountain's, one of the big ski hills up in Northern Idaho. It's close to where I live. And there's this guy from Australia that they visited Northern Idaho one time when he was younger, and so him and his wife bought a place in Sandpoint, Idaho, and so they come up here in their summer, our winter, and they ski all winter long on Schweitzer, and then he goes home to his beach house in Australia. I
yeah,
don't know exactly what town it is, but he says and then he's, like, 6 or 7 hours from a ski hill in Australia,
he went through there.
right?
Yeah,
So he lives on the beach in their winter, skis our winter,
yeah,
and then he'll go ski at their mountain that's like 6 hours away for a couple long weekends
yeah.
during their winter.
Huh.
And it's like he just loves skiing and gets to live on the
Make it
beach
happen.
in Australia.
We were talking to somebody that skied that there's only, like, 2 resorts, I think,
Yeah.
and it's up in the eucalyptus trees, so it's weird. They say you're, like, in the forest when you're skiing.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
kind of different, and they says it's more like hills, not mountains.
Okay.
But anyway, it's cool. That'd be fun. That's an option.
Yeah.
That
So,
could
I
happen.
mean,
Nah, dude, Australia's so far. I've never lived there.
it's so hard to get to.
Unless, like, you hate your kids and
Yeah.
grandkids, like, I don't want anyone to visit me. Yeah, you
Yeah.
go to
That's what I
Australia.
love about, Hawaii, man. Like, people are like, "Ah, it's so hard to get to." I'm like, "It's a 6-hour flight."
Yeah, it's like 5
Like
hours for
by
or
the
6
time
hours.
you're on the plane, you're almost there.
Yeah,
Like, it's not that far.
it's far still.
For some, if you're coming from the East
Yeah,
Coast,
New
I
York.
don't know why anyone from the East Coast would visit Hawaii. There's other islands the
Yeah, you
other
got the
direction.
Caribbean right
Yeah,
there.
but people do.
Yeah, they do. And they have Europe with, like, Spain and, Italy. That's just about as far as
Well, what's
Hawaii.
that island in Portugal?
That's what I was gonna say, but I didn't
You couldn't remember the name.
so I didn't bring it up. Madeira?
Madeira, yeah,
Madeira?
Madeira or something. It's like
Yeah.
they call it the Hawaii of at the Atlantic,
Yeah, yeah.
right? And that's like a 3-hour flight from like the East Coast.
Right. It'd be way better.
Yeah.
Because
So
they got flight 6 to California and then another
and then
5
yeah.
5
So
or 6.
there is one thing that's really nice about Hawaii, and I don't want any of you people listening to this podcast to move there. Do not inflate prices. I'm going to move there. You all stay wherever the heck you are, okay? But there's no snakes.
Oh.
And the house cat's the biggest predator on the island.
Are you scared of snakes?
No, but my
Oh.
wife and kids are. And so it's just one less thing to deal with. You can walk barefoot and never worry about anything biting you.
We're in Australia, and we got out to go to this, like, ghetto little
Yeah, was there a freaking snake this big or
No,
like
but we
a
got out, and I was like, "Mason, throw your shoes on." "Dad, we're in Australia." Like, "Throw your shoes on."
Yeah.
And, right when I said that, 2 Australian guys walk out barefoot of the restaurant.
Yeah.
And then the next stop, we go to this little beach place to get gas, and we go inside to get some treats and drinks.
They're all barefoot.
All the workers were barefoot.
That's awesome.
So what in the world?
See,
Where are we?
dude, in Hawaii, like in Laie, North Shore, Oahu, which Oahu is the most populated island.
But they're still wearing
No, the kids
flip-flops.
don't wear shoes to school.
Oh,
Like
really?
you'll watch them walking down the road. Some do.
Yeah, smart ones.
Some, yeah. But a handful of them are going to school barefoot and coming home from school barefoot.
That's an option.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we literally went in several rabbit holes, but if you focus on being a CEO of your company, whatever that means, whatever that looks like, your company's gonna be way better off.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like it's just you and one hygienist, 2 assistants, and the front office person. You stepping up as CEO is gonna be there for them. And if you want to step into more, you can read a book that I already forgot the name of. There's so many of them. To try to step into a role, maybe you'll be depressed too, like me,
Yeah.
about maybe what you're stepping into. And maybe you're just gonna say, "Hey, Ryan, do that. I'm gonna be the happy guy.
Or maybe you're not gonna be depressed like Chase, and you'll think this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, if you like to be lonely and can't trust anybody.
That's for some reason, I don't think that's gonna be the punchline of the book. I think you could finish it and let me know how
Only
it
about a quarter way through. I'll
goes.
follow up with you. We'll follow up another episode.
Okay, well, this mysterious book that we don't know the name of that's gonna make you be depressed about becoming a CEO, go read it.
Oh, I wish
Get
I had.
after it.
It's not depressing. It's just, I mean, a little. I mean, it
Yeah.
makes. I think it's more a weight. That's
Yeah.
better. That's a better word. It's just a weight that goes on your
Yeah,
shoulders.
I think that's fair. You're yoked by it, right? And not like yoked, but like there's a yoke you're carrying around.
Yeah,
right?
you're just yoking it by yourself.
Yeah. There's no extra
There's no
oxen
other
to help
ox.
you.
It's just-
Okay, well, hey, if you really want to know what this book is, I'm sure Chase will Google it before our next podcast
on
and
my
get you the
phone, yeah.
answer. So,
I'll look it up. It was good.
okay. So
Okay.
you have to listen to the next episode, even if you didn't like this one.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I'll look it up. Maybe I'll just put in the
Yeah.
comments below in the section below.
Honestly, I've said it before. If you don't like what you're listening to, stop.
I
Like
would.
that's on you.
I would stop. Go listen to somebody else.
Yeah, the Joe Rogan podcast. He's
Joe
cool.
Rogan, yeah. Yes. Cool people. Theo Vaughn has a
Yeah,
podcast.
hey,
Go listen to him.
Theo Vaughn does.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Theo, Joe, if either of you get this and want to be on our podcast, we'd allow it. Tell you what, send a friend request on Instagram, and then we might.
I don't know. We could. We'd bring too much value to them.
Yeah, you're worried about being too valuable.
It's too valuable.
Yeah, if you get 3 hours of us, man,
Yeah.
you're gonna blow your freaking mind.
Change your world. But if you will, like and subscribe. Get us some cool guests coming on. We have a couple that have been reaching out to be on, so we'll get them on, and then we can maybe entertain you more. Maybe they can teach you something.
Yeah, they'll teach you something while we try to entertain you.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, thanks for listening.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for listening to The Dentist Show. We hope that this episode helped you make smiles about more than teeth. To get more resources to grow as a dentist and to learn more about Chase and Ryan, go to thedentistshow.com or just follow the link in the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, share with another dentist in your life and help us grow the movement. And be sure to rate and review wherever you're listening.